Welcome back to the vlog. It is Monday morning. The weather is atrocious. Look at that. Bearing in mind yesterday was really lovely. Well, lovely in the UK for the UK in March, but it's now like this for the rest of the week. Awesome. Very busy day today, as always. It's always a busy day, but yeah, today I've got to go to the studio now, film the next module for the Creator Academy, and then do loads of other stuff. So yeah, come with me. So I've just got to the studio. I don't know why I'm speaking quietly because she can't hear, but I think I've spoken about this before, that it's always a lottery as to whether or not I can park outside the studio. I just got in at the end, and behind me, I didn't realise it was her, but it's my neighbour, as in the other person who rents the place next to me, basically. And this isn't a very interesting story. I've just realised this isn't interesting at all, but we've just managed to grab the last two spaces, although I made her parking a little bit difficult, I think. I haven't parked badly. This doesn't matter. This is really boring. You probably didn't sign up to watch vlogs about me talking about parking. Apologies. As I say though, lots of things to do today. Starting with this Academy video, which is relatively straightforward actually. I do enjoy doing these. They're very, I'll show you why in a minute, but they're very different to the normal videos that I make. The really interesting thing though is that I've just spent the last 3 days not checking YouTube Studio. So if you saw the last vlog, I hopefully mentioned it on that one, that Alexa, turn on the studio. Sorry if that set off your Alexa. I have to say it again. Alexa, turn on the studio. Yeah, if you watched the last vlog, you'll have heard that I've deleted YouTube Studio from my phone. From my phone. Which, in 4 years, I've never done anything like that before, because I've never done that before because I've always had, oh my god, I've always had a YouTube Studio on my phone because it's like this crutch. If you're a YouTuber, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We live and die by that app, and for 4 years, I've just checked it again and again and again throughout the day. For the last 2 days, 3 days actually, I've not been able to do that because it's not on here. It's not on my phone. It's just not there. And you know what? It's liberating. It's been really, really liberating actually. More so than I thought it would be. I knew it would be pretty transformative in terms of my time and my mindset and all that sort of stuff, but just like dropping the email, it's had a massive, massive impact, and it's unnerving, don't get me wrong. It's not like, oh, this is amazing, because, you know, I had a video go live over the weekend, and I don't really know how it's done. I've checked in on it a couple of times, not on YouTube Studio, but just on the YouTube app, just to see how many views it's got. And I suppose that's old habits dying hard. I need to get away from doing that. The reason I need to get away from doing that is because I do have a dedicated time slot today and on Thursdays to dig into, you know, YouTube Studio, into the analytics, into the comments. But even just doing that, you know, having this dedicated time to do that is so foreign. It's so foreign to me. So anyway, that's later. I've got to crack on with this Academy video now. So these Academy videos are very different to Mark Ellis Reviews videos, obviously, because they are. Mainly because I want the Academy to be very conversational. It's not a conversation, obviously, but very relatable in terms of me speaking to the audience and speaking to the people that buy into the Academy, because they've done that to learn from me in terms of YouTube and podcasting and blogging and the business side of this business. But I want the kind of the way that they learn from my experiences to be natural and to be like a little bit like going down to the pub with your mate, that sort of thing. And I think it's working. And when I say it's working, I think that the content that is coming out of this is what I wanted. Whenever you change lenses, always use one of these. Religiously I do this because I'm a bit anal about this, but it's very important. You do not want to get dust on your sensor. Anyway, so the process for filming the Academy videos is actually very straightforward. It's refreshingly simple. I use this camera with the proper mic on it, so if you're interested in that. Whole point of these vlogs is to give you some background stuff, isn't it, on what goes on around here. So I will take this handle off here. The handle is on here at the moment because I was doing some B-roll filming at the weekend, filming some product shots, but that ain't gonna work here because I need audio. So take that off. I've been using this for years now, probably 3 years, maybe 2 years. It's the Rode, what's it called? Rode Video Pro Mic Plus, I think. I don't know. It's Rode's kind of mid-range on-camera shotgun thing. It works really well. I still get nice comments about the audio on my channel. It's not perfect, and I'm not overly happy with it myself, but I've kind of gone for convenience and just good enough audio quality for me. It's still a lot better than a lot of channels that you hear, to be honest, but just good enough for me, and convenience, because it's just, you just sling it on there. There's no separate recorder, record straight into the camera. Happy days. It's just easy stuff. Anyway, so we put that on there. We make sure we've got a battery, which we have, although I will be plugging this into the power because it's quite a long shoot, as you'd imagine. We're talking about 45 minutes, an hour sometimes. Anyway, so we put the camera like this, set it up like this rather. I put the camera on the famous tripod, check me out, the tripod that I use for all A-roll filming for Mark Ellis reviews. So it sits there. While I'm talking to you, I won't set up the camera because I need my brain on it, but camera sits there, and then I just sit here in the famous chair. No, in the chair that I always sit in, which I've had for many years. It's from IKEA. It's about 10 years old, and it's just great. Right, let me just sign into my laptop. In terms of what I do on the laptop, I have a deck, so I have a Keynote deck somewhere. Let's bring it up and just give you a very quick look at that. Where are we? Decks and content, module 8. This one is about podcasting, so it's all about podcasting, obviously, and principally how 8 or 16 fits into this business. 8 or 16, if you're not aware, is my podcast with Rob. It's me and him waffling on about tech. But anyway, I sit here, talk to this camera, and I have a deck here, and I basically screen record this excuse me, this monitor, this display, and I go through the deck and I just talk. I won't show you the whole thing because that gives it away if you haven't signed up for the Creator Academy yet. But yeah, that's it. So that's what I do, and I've got, like I say, it's probably about, when it's cut down, about 35 minutes worth of stuff here, 40 minutes maybe, but it will probably take me about an hour to film this, because I do take some stuff out. Obviously, I need to get my mouth in gear because it's Monday morning and I need to do lots of talking now. So I keep having to clear my throat, which isn't a good sign. Anyway, that's it. That is my setup for the Academy videos. So I'm going to do this now, get it uploaded, and then gym time, and then a slightly different afternoon because I'm doing this kind of, periodic check on YouTube performance, which is very weird, very unusual, but looking forward to it. Filming done. So that was about an hour's worth of recording, 46 gig. The file is very big, but yeah, it was okay. It was fine. A few errors here and there, a few stop starts, etc. But no, I was quite happy with the performance, even though it's Monday morning and you're a bit tired from the weekend, etc. So the plan now is that I put this into Final Cut Pro. I do a very quick edit. There's not much stuff we take out of these because it's supposed to be natural, as I mentioned a moment ago. That then goes to Niall. Niall does some tweaking in terms of getting the file size down a little bit. That is then imported into Podia, which is the platform we use for the Academy, in case you're interested. And then later on this evening, it gets distributed to the people who have signed up for the Academy. And equally, obviously, we're doing these weekly at the moment, so I'm creating these in real time. Each week, I film the next module and we get it sent out. But, as you would guess, the goal with this is to end up with a completed academy that I don't have to keep filming. I do this once, and I might occasionally need to go in and tweak certain modules if big things happen in the industry and things change. But generally speaking, I've made it as generic as possible to last a long time and to last a long time and to make sure that it can be sold again and again and again. That's the whole point of this, really. So anyway, that was a good start to the day. It is only time check. It's 5 to 10, which means I've got plenty of time, really. So yeah, I'm going to get a very quick edit of this done. I say quick, it's going to take me an hour to go through because it's about an hour's worth of content. But anyway, and then go to the gym, which I definitely need to go to the gym because I didn't go yesterday. It was a rest day yesterday, which I needed. But yeah, I'm missing it. Edit done. Took me longer than I thought. I keep talking about giving things to other people to do. That is an example of something I probably shouldn't be doing. It's taken me, time check, 11:30. Is that over an hour? Hour and a bit, hour and a half. It's taken quite a long time to get that done, which, never mind. I mean, again, the fact that I'm not checking email and not doing other things these days does help, but it's another example of a task I should be giving to someone else, definitely. Anyway, that's that done. What's happening next? Gym next, once that's finished. Quick catch up on Slack to see what the team are up to. I've got a couple of questions on there, I think, from people. And gym. This isn't a massively exciting day, to be completely honest. It's days like this with the vlog that I think, do people care about these relatively mundane days? Because I'm not travelling anywhere. I'm not going down to London. I'm not going abroad somewhere. I do have something coming up for that, which is very exciting, which, when I can talk about it, I will. But yeah, for me, this is it's a normal day. But then I guess the whole point of this vlog is to give you these normal days, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, export, leave it exporting, go to the gym and do some other stuff. The other thing we're doing today, which again isn't very exciting, but is very important if you ever want to get into this business, is we're updating our sponsorship agreement terms because I won't say who it is, but we have had big issues with one particular sponsor recently who have been an absolute pain in the backside, not just for me either, for lots of other creators. But as is always the case, when things happen with a sponsor and things go wrong, or they don't quite understand the terms of the agreement or whatever, or things are missing from the agreement, clearly, you update the agreement. So we have a standard sponsorship agreement template, and we have to keep, it's a shame we have to do this, but we have to keep adding things in to mitigate future hassle, basically. And Niall has just added a few very, very good things into it, so I need to review that. But this is these are the red, it's the red tape that we deal with as creators, which is an absolute pain in the you-know-what. I do get comments about this outfit from people saying that I look like Uma Thurman from that film. You know which film. And to be fair, I'll take that. I've also started using these little notes, these little field note things. I've got a really weird obsession, or occasional obsession. It's not weird. I have an occasional obsession with physical note taking, so using these sort of things, but I've never stuck with it. It's one of those things that I'm a bit faddy like that. But I think I found a way to make it stick, which all kind of ties in with my weekly planning. The premise here is that I have a daily note where I put in the daily note what I've done that day, and then when I do each day basically, and then when I do my Sunday night planning, which is what I'm starting to do now as well, I can go back and reflect on what I did during the week. Now, today is the first day of using this daily note, and I'll let you guess. Go for it. Go head down into the comments and make a prediction as to how long this is going to stick. I think it will. I think this is it. An update on the family car for anyone who cares. So, loads of problems. Well, one big problem with it, the clutch had gone basically, and we weren't very impressed with the service that we got from Hyundai about that problem basically. And to cut a very long story short, my girlfriend Jen did an amazing job in terms of illustrating how much they were trying to overcharge us for the part. I moaned on Instagram, and the result is that we've left it there and they've bought it off us for a very good price. Bit sad actually. I do get attached to cars, and it's sad to think we've just left it there and we won't see it again, but it was a price we could not say no to, so there you go. And if you're wondering what car we're getting in its place, stay tuned. It's going to take a couple of months, which means we're now using Mum's Mini, but yeah, I'll reveal all in 2 months' time. The sponsor saga continues, so I won't name them, although the way it's going, I might publicly shame them at some point because it's absolutely unbelievable. I can't say loads now because contracts and stuff, but suffice to say, they've been messing us about massively. So basically, it's got to the stage where they're basically dictating our production schedule, which is a big no-no. There's two things that dictate our production schedule. One of them is the strategy that we have. The second one is the big brands that we cover, like Apple and Samsung, etc. The thing that doesn't dictate our production schedule is sponsors. And as I've said before, 99.9% of the guys, of the sponsors we work with, are fantastic, absolutely brilliant. This one isn't, and they've changed. They used to be, and I think, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not alone with my troubles, or our troubles with them, because I know that other creators have had the same problems. So they've just wasted so much of our time, and now we've given them an ultimatum. They've themselves and gone back on what they said, and it's too late for what they want to do. Coffee and yes, Pepsi Max in hand. Need both of those. Anyway, I'm back at the studio. I thought you might find it interesting to see how I write a blog post that becomes a YouTube video. So this weekend I've got to publish. I say I've got to publish. I do have a sponsor requirement this weekend this month, whatever, that needs a video, and it needs to be based on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and it does fit in nicely with a 6-month review. So everything is lined up basically. But as always, I appreciate you can't see all of this because of the lens on this camera, but for some reason Notion's not working. Brilliant. But what I do rather for this portion of the review is set up a blog plan or a blog card in Notion which goes into the blog plan. I do know what I'm doing, I promise. And in here there's all sorts of stuff in these blog cards, but I set out an outline. So I've got my headings here, the intro, and then the kind of 2, 3, 4 individual sections within the review. So for this, it's going to be how the iPhone 15 Pro Max compares to my latest reviews, the stars of the show, what doesn't matter, the big disappointment, giving lots away here to be fair, but who cares, and the final conclusion. And then so I map all that out. I put some notes in here, just a few bullet points, and then in Ulysses, this is where I write the blog post itself, and I put the headings from here into here as H2s. If you know your SEO, you know what I'm talking about there. As H2s, these do need SEOing, so they do need optimizing for search engines and all that stuff, but I don't do that. Max does that. So Max is the guy behind the website, and he does all that stuff. Anyway, waffling. Basically, outline. This is where the blog post ends up. I now tap away on the keyboard and write some really interesting stuff, hopefully. Publish that. That will go live tomorrow on the website, and then turn that into the video. So on Wednesday, Thursday probably, I'll film the A-roll stuff for this. And to be honest, because this is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which I know like the back of my hand, I don't need to, for the video anyway, I don't really need to go much further than having this in front of me. I can probably riff on this, I think, for the A-roll, which makes it a lot easier. I don't have to sit there and read loads of stuff that I've written in the blog post. Obviously for the blog post, this won't work. I need to flesh it all out here. And that's what I'm doing now. And I haven't got a time check. I haven't got a huge amount of time because it's 2:30 and I need to do my first ever YouTube stats and comments deep dive, which I'm actually looking forward to. Anyway, time to crack on with this blog. Right, so blog post, I keep putting you down there. Blog post written and sent off for being proofread and all that stuff, all good. Did it in really good time actually, which I'm quite happy with. I'm now going through the comments on YouTube. So remember, this is the first time I've looked at comments on my YouTube channel since Thursday last week. And bearing in mind, normally before that, I was constantly picking up this thing and scrolling and putting it down and going back in, scrolling, replying, all the time for 4 years. Doing it this way is so much better. It's just, I've made a note. I've put that it feels more routine. It just feels more transactional, which sounds terrible, possibly, given that some of the quite a lot of these comments are really lovely. But just bashing through them and thanking people and answering questions and ignoring some of them which aren't worth bothering with. I do get some weirdos, and removing the idiots in one fell swoop, just doing it as a routine because I'm ready to do it. You know, I'm in that mindset at the minute that I'm willing to go through them now, and I'm ready for anything. Makes a massive difference. Why didn't I do this before? For 4 years, I was picking this thing up constantly and going through YouTube Studio. Stupid. I'm really enjoying this. Really enjoying this. I've just spotted another idiot, which I'm just going to delete. I don't care. That might have annoyed me. If I'd seen that tonight or the first thing tomorrow morning, I'd have been annoyed by that, possibly. But I'm not, because I'm in this mode of comment moderation, and it's a lot of fun. Call's done, everything done, kind of, and yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a really good day. I have a great team. The fact that these guys are doing so much good work without me really getting involved or just saying a few things here and there and leaving them to it is just brilliant. I loved the whole YouTube checking stats thing without doing it constantly. That was great as well. The only slight fly in the ointment this week now is that we don't think Apple is going to release new iPads until April, not tomorrow. So it was rumoured tomorrow, but no, the iPad Pro rather, more specifically, isn't going to be updated, Mark Gurman says, and he knows his stuff, apparently, until next month. And I've got a video planned for tomorrow, or to make tomorrow, as a reaction to their announcement, which, from the sounds of it, isn't going to happen. So I may pick up the vlog tomorrow and reveal what I'm going to do, but I might have to make some kind of jokey video, some sort of reaction to non-news, or I don't know, or just not do a video. I mean, it's not sponsored. Is it sponsored? I don't think it's sponsored, which means we don't have to do this. But I don't know. We'll pick up tomorrow. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this vlog. As always, if you are enjoying these vlogs, firstly, thank you for enjoying them. We are loving making them. We're loving the reactions. We're loving the comments. Everything you say that's nice about this spurs us on to carry on making these vlogs. And because it is a team effort. I'm doing this bit, and then Niall does the harder bit, which is the editing and publishing it and doing all that. So you are spurring both of us on to continue making these. And yeah, just give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you haven't enjoyed it, if you want to see improvements, let us know down below. But if you've enjoyed it, thumbs up, cheeky subscribe, tell your mates, and I'll catch you in the next one.